Hey there, welcome back to Total Geek Live. I'm Baltimore. With me, as always, is Guy, Danny, and Kaiser. And today we have a treat for you. We are going to be trailer trashing that amazingly wonderful, highly anticipated movie called Geostorm.
That's a fairly accurate map of the world today. I'm just here for the sandwiches.
Literally. Not figuratively.
Disasters have become a thing of the past. We can control our weather.
Oh, nice.
Mr. President, one of our thermospheric satellites malfunctioned over Afghanistan. So your proposal is what?
Shut down all satellites.
I don't need to remind all of you how many people died from catastrophic climate conditions.
Make sure there's no further incidents.
It's not fun.
Are you going back up to space?
I'm coming back. I promise.
Sorry.
Have a safe trip, sir. Just don't touch anything.
Main engine stop.
This is Mr. Jake Lawson.
See? Jake Lawson?
There's a lot more space stuff than I was expecting.
No, Jake Lawson.
Am I getting fired? My access has been blocked.
So
The light.
sometimes a bad comment happens.
His Nintendo Switch wasn't working.
Oh.
This wasn't a malfunction. It was intentional.
There's potential for catastrophic weather events on a global
The dinosaur pins are open.
It looks like he just cuts different parts from his other movies
Right?
and just put them all into one.
All together into one.
I feel like this is 6 different films.
I need your help.
You're soliciting
Yeah.
a Secret Service agent. Seriously? We're kidnapping the president in a self-driving cab.
You can't commit the president with Gerard Butler's there. I've seen
wait.
him stop doing that twice.
A self-driving cab? Is it a Geo?
A little on the nose.
Come on, baby.
Light my fire.
And now we're up to 17 different films.
Yep.
Treason. Oh, yeah, I kidnapped the president. I
Dude,
stole state secrets.
there's always that.
Anything I'm forgetting, honey?
Honey.
This is where they end up in Godzilla's mouth.
Hey, that cab sure looked like a Geo.
Wow. So, that's a timely movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, we were joking earlier, it's like it's an inconvenient truth too. Geostorm.
Right.
What you get for not listening to Al Gore.
Exactly. This is what happens when you don't listen to Al Gore.
Sure.
The man-bear pig will get you.
And then, like, 17 different natural.
Right. At some point, it felt like, what's that TV show, 24 with Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah.
It felt like that with Twister and The Day After Tomorrow.
Gravity.
And Gravity, yeah, because of the
Interstellar.
space stuff. Interstellar.
Fast and the Furious,
Olympus Has Fallen, National Treasure.
Yeah.
Harold and Maude. It's like all of them.
Might as well throw Elvira, Mistress of the Dark in there. I mean,
If
Vice
only.
World.
I would watch it if she was in it.
Yeah. If they cast Cassandra in that movie, I'm there.
Yeah.
But I didn't see her, so I
No.
don't think I'm gonna be there.
No.
She-
My Dinner with Andre.
Dinner.
It's
No,
like
yeah, but-
all of the movies.
I only saw one female character, really.
There's two, Abby Cornish and Mary Winningham.
Oh, okay. There were two. I missed one.
There's
I mean-
like a sassy one on the space station, and then like the presidential aide or whatever.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
daughter.
Yeah.
So this movie is finally seeing the light of day. I think
Yeah?
it was filmed like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh.
And
Really?
It went into like 2 weeks of $15 million reshoots with Jerry Bruckheimer.
Oh.
So, thank you. I don't know.
Well, that might be why it feels like 7 different films if you have Ronald Emmerich and Bruckheimer shooting their own
This
takes.
is boding well.
Yeah.
Okay, so Emmerich was involved because Dean Devlin's directing this.
Right, it's his debut.
So, okay, and he has, he's done producing stuff in the past with Emmerich.
Right.
Wait, is Emmerich involved in this at all?
Yeah, he's his partner.
Right, they always produce stuff together.
Right, when he said that Devlin did this is his first directorial, I was like...
Right, yeah, this is his first real feature film to actually direct. He's done TV and like TV movies and small stuff and all that, but not a big feature film. So then at some point they brought Bruckheimer in?
Yeah, so this was filmed, I think, in 2014, and it was supposed to be released, and it got such bad internal review that they put Batman vs. Superman in its opening slot.
Okay.
So...
And that did so much better.
Yeah. And so they pushed this back. They did the reshoots and was set for another release, and then it got pushed back, and then now it's finally like, okay, here we'll have something.
Well, so was Bruckheimer involved the whole time, or just for the reshoots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like Justice League bringing in Joss Whedon.
Right.
To do all the reshoots.
To do some reshoot stuff, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So, is the era of the cataclysmic world ender, is it kind of done? I mean...
Well, I think the political sphere right now can't quite handle that. I don't think it's still too soon.
Yeah, I think it's too soon, but and especially with the fact that this particular one is, in other disaster, really most of the that I can think of disaster movies up to this point, it's all been nature's creation. Nature did Twister and Day After Tomorrow and all of that, whereas this one is actually
like a terrorist.
Yeah, somebody
has created
it to happen. Right.
Well, it's kind of a warning of can't control the weather, don't play God kind of thing.
Right.
So
yeah,
I mean there is some, I guess, weight to it, more than I thought about when I originally saw it. But yeah, if you look at it like that in the don't play God sense, this is a warning.
Yeah.
Okay, a little bit. Okay, there's a little bit more credence to this movie now. Just a little bit. Let's keep talking.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I think probably it's the execution, and it's what makes this movie different from 2012, from Day After Tomorrow, from what's the
San Andreas from
what's the visual difference? We got bigger hail size. Okay.
Well,
fire tornadoes. Okay.
Well, we've seen Sharknadoes, so I mean a fire tornado. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess what they bring to the table, they had fire Sharknadoes too. Yeah. I guess the ooh factor is this was the hurricane, and then they dispersed it. They shot it and they killed it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the new factor. That's what we haven't seen before. But as far as destruction goes, I mean, from Independence Day to every movie we've listed so far to Godzilla, some of those scenes looked like it was cut straight out of Godzilla. Because I mean, it's the same directors. They have a style, they have a look, they have a color palette that they love. I mean, that's what gives them their unique. It's like, oh, that's so and so movie.
Abrams movie.
Yeah.
Well, someone who's done the hurricane shtick a few weeks back, I'm not really interested in revisiting.
Right.
That particular aspect again, even if it is fictional. But one of the things that you said is like, are we done with disaster films? I I don't think so. Like as a whole, as a genre, I mean, there's always going to be that thing where you can like you're going to want to go in and see. I just want to see bad crap happen to as much stuff as possible. I mean, people love that stuff. Is the timing great? No, no. I mean, but they've also been sitting on this film for like what 3 to 4 years now. It's like I'm surprised this thing isn't a direct-to-video release or
no
Hulu,
kidding.
Netflix. It doesn't bode well in that regard. But from the producers of Independence Day, you're expecting something big and blow uppy. So I'm sure it will deliver in that aspect, and I'm sure they'll pull out something just utterly stupid that will save the day. And,
right. And that's the thing that surprises me is because it's Emmerich and Devlin. I'm really surprised that it's taken till September to release this and not more into the summer to have a true summer blockbuster like they did with Godzilla and Independence Day and stuff. I'm really surprised that they waited this long for it.
I understand what you're saying. I do think there's merit into it, but I think that the studios are always trying to extend that summer like tentpole season. Do we see things that summer starts now in March? And you have other big tentpole films that are coming out in late October, November. So I can see them saying to themselves, kind of like to shore themselves up, like, oh, this will be our October big release. This will be, what will drive the audience in.
Right.
I don't think this is that film.
No.
I don't think it's
and that's always still bugs me that they're trying to extend all this when summer still is summer and the kids are out of school during then. They still have to go to school in March and April and May, and they have to go to school in September. So you're not really extending it. You might think you are, but kids still have that little block of summer when they're but and that's when people have more free time and everything. But I think
with the release cycle of videos getting shorter from theater to home, like 3 to 6 months in most cases now. So now your summer theatrical blockbusters start in March, and then now they're you can buy them in the summer when the summer starts, and then when hit September, November with the extended summer blockbusters, then those release to buy at Christmas.
Christmas time, right? Yeah.
They're forming the perfect marketing circle. It's like a giant storm.
The perfect storm.
It's I don't know what kind of storm. Circle storm.
Yeah. So you have Ed Harris in this. You have Andy Garcia. Gerard Butler. Ornish, and I particularly like them all. I think they're good actors. Well, the last one was but I feel like the writing is going to be a lot to be desired. I feel like we've seen all the big special effects that we're going to see in it. Like we talked about before, the trailers showed too much. I think this trailer probably showed too much.
Yeah.
So for me, I think this is going to be a trash. I don't think I'm going to pop in to see this at all.
I didn't even know this movie existed until you guys were like, "We need a trash Geostorm." I'm like, what even is it? And then this was the first time I even saw the trailer all the way through. And I'm not going to go see it in theaters when this is the type of movie that you want to see in theaters.
Yeah.
Right.
When the spectacle's that big, you want to be in it. It loses something on the home screen. But, I mean, I think I personally am just kind of over the world-ending disaster film. The Devlin and Emmerich, they struck fire with Independence Day, and we're on a roll, and we're the masters of the craft there for a while. But with each movie, you got to get bigger and bigger, and then you kind of get silly. You get too big, and I think this is the okay. Now we're just silly, and you lose the intimate human elements of a lot of the things. Like that's a lot of what made Independence Day work. But yeah, the human drama. It's like,
well, and there was also comedy.
Yeah.
Randy Quaid was hilarious in Independence Day.
Exactly. And Will Smith was, made himself a super uber star from that movie.
Oh yeah.
I realized I like Harry Connick Jr. from that movie.
Right.
you know, light the tire or kick tires, light the fires.
Yep.
But yeah, I think I'm just kind of done. I think it's gotten to that. It's beyond feasible. It doesn't strike fear. Even with all the natural disasters going on right now, all the death and destruction from the earthquakes and the hurricanes that we're seeing on TV right now, and the tornadoes and the fires, it's everything is, we could turn on the news and see this, and it's much more effective because it's our homes and our families, and this is Hollywood bile.
Yeah, exactly. This is make believe, but
it's not.
And yet exactly, yet it's not. We're seeing on the news the hurricanes and the earthquake down in Mexico and the wildfires out in California and the West Coast area and all that. And we're seeing all of this destruction, and we're what's going on with North Korea and the nuclear threat there. That is all reality, and people's real lives are being affected by that. People's homes have been obliterated and their lives completely changed, and these are real life people. So there's no going to a movie like this and escaping reality, because that's kind of why you go to see movies, is to escape reality and enjoy whatever fantasy world is. We're living this Geostorm right now, so it's just the poorest time. Had they done it a couple of months ago,
right?
The beginning of the summer, then that would have been one thing. But because of everything that just happened in the past 2 months, I cannot justify going and seeing this film. I think it is an awful, awful thing, and should have canned and been put to direct-to-TV and left at that. So that's it, man.
When I did see the trailer for this in theaters, and it was an interesting time, actually. We went to see it, and this was the day before the potential of Irma possibly hitting our area. Ugh. So we went to go see Irma, and we went to go see it, and it's like Irma could have possibly potentially hit it, but it didn't, so we were lucky. But yeah, so this is like, I'm going to go see it and have a relaxing time, and then I see a hurricane and all this flood, and I'm like, and I've already seen like the effects of Florida, so I'm just like, and I'm out. So that didn't sit well with me, but like you said, you have the fires and the nuclear threats and the floods and earthquakes and Equifax. I mean, every possible disaster going on right now. It's like we're living Geostorm. I don't need to go pay $12 to go. Right. I can watch this on CNN for right now and get the exact same effect.
Right.
And as I said, I think there's still a place for disaster films, but when all these movies came out, like Twister and Independence Day and Armageddon, all this was in the 90s, and the 90s whole thing was like, it loved being extreme. Everything was extreme. All comics and movies and TV shows and just popular culture. Everything was like extreme, so it all made sense. Everything was extreme, and then it's like...
There was even the band Extreme.
Oh, yeah. it was crazy. I mean, it was extreme all the time, and it's like... you start watching this stuff, and it's like, I've already seen enough disaster movies, and it starts getting silly after a point. And it's like, even take silly disaster films like Sharknado. It's gotten up to ludicrous at this point where they're trying to take the plot, trying to outdo this. It's like, I don't even think they've so like gone beyond the 90s in terms of ludicrous. They've like transcended to a whole new plane, which I can't even comprehend. It's like Eldritch horror level of comprehension. I can't. So I just, it's like, I can watch the news for this. I don't need to see this right now. I mean, it just, and I don't think there's any point in postponing it yet again. I mean, I get it from a financial standpoint. They need to put the sucker out, and man, coincidentally, everything just went south. But I'm just not feeling it for so many reasons. After potentially facing that risk, I'm like, nah. Just, and even if I wasn't, I just doesn't look like it brings anything new to the table. I legitimately feel like I've seen 17 different films in this, and it's like, I've already watched it in other movies. Why do I need to watch it in this one? So, jokes aside, it looks silly. I'm sure it's just not going to resonate, and if it does, I'll gladly eat my words. But nah, I think this one's a hard pass for me.
Yeah. All right, so you heard from all the Total Geeks. We are trashing this all around. So Geostorm is not happening for us.
Nope, it's a turd storm.
Tell us.
It has nothing to do with fuel efficient cars.
Yeah.
I was completely misled. Sorry. Continue on.
That's it from us. All of us here at Total Geeks Live. We are done with Geostorm, as should you be. But if you did go see it, sound off in the comments and tell us what you thought about it. We'd like to hear your thoughts. But as always, it's all geek to us.
Bye, guys.
Stay dry out there.
If you go see that movie, ask for your money back.
Or if you love it, man, try to change our mind. Tell us why it's great.
Tell us why.
Yeah, there we go.
I'd love to hear it.
Danny?
Yeah, Danny?
I started. I cheated.
What's the name of it?
What is it called? Geostorm.
Yeah.